be. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Here we go. Come on.
Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Say hello to somebody around you. Here we go.
Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Good morning, CSL Palm Desert. Don't we have something special today?
You know what? We're going to celebrate two birthdays. Bob over there on bass and Michael over here.
Michael, get back. Michael, get back here.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Bob and Mike, happy birthday, dear Bob and Mike. Happy
Birthday to me.
Woohoo! Wow. Wow. Yeah, I asked Mike today, I said, what are you, 29? He goes, what did you say? He said, anyway, he said, yes, I'm 29, but my knees are 56. And I said, but that can be remedied, right? So anyway, good morning, everyone. Good morning to all our love streamers. It's great to be here in Palm Desert this time of year, right? So good for the complexion, the humidity that we've had. It's wonderful. All right, so let's say our vision and mission together, please. We are a positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our vision is spiritual awakening and personal growth in a world that works for everyone. Our mission is to help individuals discover the tools and power, has the ability to transform lives and make the world a better place. All right, amen. So our Eskimo's back today, so you're in for a treat. Dale's going to talk about her workshop with Michael.
Thank you. Do you love the flower power? Yeah. Woo, great minds. Anyways, Michael Kukuru and I have been teaching a class based on his book called Heartlight, and each class is complete in and of itself, and we just want to remind you that we will be meeting again this Thursday, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. over in the Ohm Room area, and we're going to be talking about creating from oneness. Rather than creating from the limited mind that we each carry, we're going to the big mind this week, and so it's going to be a powerful class. We've been having a great time together, elevating our consciousness, stretching, expanding ourselves, and I'll tell you, I sleep really good on Thursday nights after I've been to that class, so come join us, and it's a love offering. We'd love to see you.
Thank you, Dale. All right. So our youth church, Carol Davis is looking for, do you have 2 hours a month you could give to support our youth? So she's going to have a meeting Sunday, August the 27th, over in the kids' room in Costa Hall. So just 2 hours a month. And we really want to build our youth group, but we really need help. So if you're interested, please join her and find out all about it. It's not like you have to create anything. She'll have everything there to help you. So please join her over there on the 27th. We're still collecting backpacks, and you guys are amazing, all the backpacks we have, but we could always use more. So please drop them off on Sunday, or you can bring them to the office. What's next, William? Oh, we have a little commercial for you, and then I'll just say that. What you doing?
I'll just order some things we need from Amazon.
Are you ordering through the CSL website, or are you going directly through Amazon Smile?
Amazon Smile? What's that?
It's a great way to show our support to our Center for Spiritual Living right here in Palm Desert. You see, when we order from Amazon Smile or use the link on the CSL website, Amazon automatically contributes to the center 5% of every purchase we make.
That's great, Reverend Laura, but what about my Prime membership? I don't want to lose the benefits from this.
Steve, this is the next best part. You don't interfere with your Amazon Prime membership or any of the great benefits. It's like consciously giving unconsciously.
This is great, Reverend Laura, but what about my privacy? Does everybody see what I order?
Absolutely not. Your privacy is held in the strictest of confidence. In fact, Amazon has very high standards for privacy. All we know is we get 5% of your purchases.
This sounds great, Reverend Laura. Show me how it works.
It's easy. See here, Steve, that Amazon Smile button? Go ahead and you hit that. And once you've already logged in and filled out and chosen who you want, which is Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert, it will automatically take you to that page every time. So go ahead and hit that. And see, you're still in Prime, which you have your Prime, and you've already filled it out, and it says here, supporting Centers for Spiritual Living. And that's all there is to it. And every time you go into Amazon, you don't even have to think about it. But 5% of everything you order, that money will come to the center.
Is this something we could all do?
Definitely. It would be great if all your friends that you had on your email list and on Facebook did this.
Reverend Laura, I'm going to do this right now. What a great idea. Thanks.
Yes, I'll autograph later. And the Oscar goes to, no. And I'll mention all of you, no. So really, it's, and that was brought to us. Anyway, it is a wonderful way. There's a church that they actually built their whole building from the donations that come from Amazon. So it's so simple to do, and it's brainless. They don't charge you anything more, and we reap the benefit at the center. So how many of you use Amazon anyway? See? Yeah. Well, I won't tell you what line I originally put in there. I said, can I say it? I said to Steve, no, they won't see the porn that you're ordering. But we didn't
Really?
write that script.
Really? This
I
is
was
where we're heading today?
ad-libbing, but that got taken out.
Why? 5% of that would be a fortune.
Yes, I know. They can
Especially
still.
when you live in the South. I know.
You can still order it, and we won't know. Yeah. So anyway, but really, thank you. There's flyers out there. If you do have any trouble setting up, please call, and we'll be happy to do it. But it's such a wonderful. Then it's just brainless after you set it up. You just go in there and do your Amazon shopping. Just think of all the money we'll make at Christmas time, right? So anyway, so tell your friends, your family, everybody. It's wonderful. And I think that's it. I'm going to turn it over to you, Jerry Lynn, or Dr. What? Who? What?
Did you want to talk about this? Or
Yeah, I want to talk about this. So, good morning, everybody. I'm so glad to be back. Do you know I went on an Alaska cruise and they had the hottest temperatures there they've had in history, right? Thought, really? Seriously? I can't escape. I can't run from this. But it's so glad to be back. I want to, this is an idea, and I'm going to plant the seed for an idea, and I'm hoping that maybe you guys will help join us in this idea. We have such a great band. They do such great work. We have such a great community college close by that has a great music program. What would happen if we somehow got together with the college through our connection called Scott and worked out a way to get some internships for some students called the choir and work out a deal that where they could get college credit. You know, we give them a small weekly stipend, but then they become part of our musical team for a set period of time. And after that, we would, I envision us offering a scholarship to the people that are in the program, some sort of a scholarship. It would require all of us to step into that. But that way we could marry two of the things that we do best, I think, is spirituality and we do music well. And so I want to marry that into our community and reach out into the community in such a way where, you know, we can see that they're probably the youngest 4 people in the room. Yeah. So if that's the case, I think, I mean, I like seeing that. And I think that maybe that will attract more people in here. We can see not just them as a choir, but also highlight them individually. And then at one time, near the end of the internship, say that we have a concert, and we all come in and listen to them all do their concert and do their single stuff. So I think it would be a great idea. Do you like that idea? So there will come a time where we're going to ask you to support it financially because we're going to have to do some adjusting that way. But I think it'd be a really good idea moving forward, a way to reach out to the community to get new people into our center and also, you know, highlight the talent of these incredible artists that you've seen individually before, but now we're going to see them collectively again. So Jerry Lynn.
Okay, once again, over there we have Rebecca Rodriguez, we have Alicia Haran, we have Anthony Martinez, and Megan Van Dyke. You've seen them all around town and doing local theater, and they're phenomenal singers. All right, so here we go. Always there. He's always there. She's always there.
Such a good feeling, well, that's where I want to be. Locked in your prison of total ecstasy, yeah, yeah. You keep me strong and so together, yeah, yeah. Next to you there is nothing better. Always there to please you, always there when I need you, always there. To love you, always there, thinking of you. And if you wanna, you know that you can have it too, yeah. There's nothing better than being here with you, yeah. Spirit's love is as precious as air. In my heart, only joy and pleasure. Always there to please you, always there. When I need you, always there. To love you, always there. Thinking of you, always there. Always there, yeah, 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 yeah. Always there. Always there, yeah, 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 yeah. Everybody. I'll be loving you always, forever and a day. I'll be loving you always, every day, yeah.
I'll be loving you always. Know that you will be alright.
'Cause your love is a precious treasure. Only you can bring me joy and pleasure. You're
Always there to please you, always there when I need you, always there to love you, always there thinking of you, always there, always there, yeah, 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 always there, always there, yeah, 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 yeah.
All right.
Take a
Beautiful.
bow.
Take a bow, guys. I will teach you guys choreography, though. We'll do that. We'll do that. Okay, good. All right, good. All right. Good job, guys. Yeah, see, we could have done that. That'd have been fun. All right. You ready to go to work? Yeah, we have some work to do today, do you think? Yeah, we have some spiritual work to do today. Let's take a deep breath in. Exhale out. Sigh on the exhale like you just completed a giant task, like you just finished cleaning your garage. All right? You look at it and you're putting the garage door down and you go, ah. Specifically today, in this moment, I want us to enter into a place which may feel a little bit uncomfortable, and that is for all of us, all of us, to release any judgment, any labels, anything right or wrong. I want us to surrender into an energy, a frequency, a vibration, a power that is greater than each one of us. And as we release those judgments, as we release those labels, as we release our opinions, we embrace the idea that there's something greater is unfolding. We may not know what it is in the moment, but surrender to the power, to the intelligence. So if any feelings come up during our meditation or during this time, you have to repeat it to yourself silently. I surrender. I surrender. Doesn't mean you're calling someone right and someone wrong. It just means I'm surrendering to something greater. I think we all have things in our lives that we need to surrender to something greater. Take a deep breath in. All to Spirit I surrender. All to Thee I freely give. I will always love and trust You. In Your presence daily live. All to Spirit I surrender. All that's good is wholly mine. In Your presence, in this oneness, through You I am power divine. And I surrender all. I surrender all To thee, my blessed Spirit, I surrender all.
Good morning, Center of Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. So in this silence, breathe in God's love and know that there is only one power, one truth, and one divine mind. And that mind is God, the God that is always here and always present. And I know that Spirit perfectly expresses all through life, including me. Every emotion that I feel has a level of energy. And I humbly, in a state of mind, take off my blinders and see life the way it really is. I express all of my feelings, and I allow them to come forth and not be afraid. I welcome the opportunity to look at and to examine all of my experiences as Spirit has gifted me with a great insight. I am at peace, and I know that Spirit will always be there to ease my pain, to comfort me, and to give me the strength that I need to meet all of my challenges. So in gratitude, I embrace my truths, for I am free. And I am in gratitude for the expansion of my consciousness and the ability to understand all of my new beliefs. So with love in my heart for this center and all that it is, I release my word to the law of mind, knowing that it is done. And together we say, and so it is.
I surrender all. I surrender all. All to thee, my blessed Spirit, I surrender all. I surrender all. I surrender all. All to thee, my blessed Spirit, I surrender all. All to thee, my blessed Spirit, I surrender all. Let's take a deep breath in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Please join me in this verse. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul. Someone like you, someone like me, dreaming a dream of what could be. Do we believe? Well, maybe we do. It all comes down to me and you. No matter who we are, one world, one love to share. I see it in your eyes, I see it everywhere. We're not alone, we all share a home in one world. We meet at last. Hello, my friend. The road was long to where we stand. In my heart, I always knew someday the path I picked for you. No matter who we are, there's only one world, one love to share. I see it in your eyes, I see it everywhere. We're not alone, we all share a home in one world.
We think in different worlds, and we live on separate lives. But every morning
one world, one love to share. I see it in your eyes, I see it everywhere. We're not alone, we all share a home in one world. We're not alone, we all share a home in one world. We're not alone, we all share a home in
Megan, Anthony,
Beautiful.
Alicia, Rebecca, Michael, and Gina, and this great band. Thank you.
Way to go, guys. Way to go. I like that. All right, so interestingly enough, I wrote my talk 2 weeks ago. I wrote my PowerPoints 2 weeks ago, and I had no idea what was going to go on in the world. But interestingly enough, the talk title today is Accepting What Is. And given what has been the backdrop since I got home and I've been reading about what has happened in Charlottesville and just this energy that's moving throughout the country now, I really am glad that this was the talk today. I have to tell you, I was thinking about it this morning. I went swimming earlier this morning to kind of wake myself up. And I was thinking, this is the most interesting 10 years of my life, being a minister as the world changes the way it's changed so drastically in the past 10 years. It's been a challenge for me because I know it's been a challenge for everyone to see what's going on in the world in different areas, not just the United States, but different areas of the world. And as we become more and more enlightened, to realize that there's so much work for us to do. It was really easy when we didn't know that we didn't know, and we really just kind of stayed in our ignorance a lot, and I will call it ignorance, because we were ignoring things. But when you become more aware of what's going on in the world, you become more aware of our connection to what's going on in the world, that it's not just happening in some other place, but it's happening to us through some other place. Does that make sense? So it gives us a great responsibility and an opportunity to really learn and grow. And that's what I'm trying to really work on myself and want to work with you on this. So I have a long affirmation, and it's not really an affirmation as much as it is something I want you to take home with you today. So, I don't know if you know this, but when you walk in every Sunday, we have the PowerPoints that are up on the slides here. They're available right there in the foyer when you first come in. So make sure if you want to get them, but the affirmation's actually on here, and I'd love for you to grab that because this is what I want to talk about today. Whatever appears in the universe to be wrong is not wrong in itself, but is the wrong arrangement of that which is right. Dr. Holmes wrote this. And when he wrote this, I have no idea what was going on in the world, but my guess is something not good, right? So let's read this together. Whatever appears in the universe to be wrong is not wrong in itself, but is the wrong arrangement of that which is right. Now, you can apply this to your health. You can apply this to your finances. You can apply this to your relationships. You can apply this to world events. You can apply this to what's happening in your HOA. Right? It goes from the biggest of things to the smallest of things. This is a spiritual rule, if you will. This is a spiritual law. Nothing is ever wrong. It's the wrong arrangement getting to right. Does that make sense? Questions are we accepting what is our human experience or accepting what is the spiritual truth? So the question is, are we experiencing the human thing or are we able to look at the spiritual experience? How many people when you first, and now you don't have to admit this, but I'll go ahead and I'll admit mine, okay? When I first found out what was going on in Charlottesville, I got angry. My first thought was anger, like, what the heck is going on? And what I realized is that's my problem. I got angry instantly. My emotion could have been a little bit more spiritually evolved and went into compassion and not anger. Because anger is not going to serve me well at all. But compassion is going to begin to service me well. Does that make sense? So are you practicing compassion or alignment? Did I align myself with the anger, or did I move into a place of compassion? And the problem was, my first instant response when I read that, and it was just, I wasn't there long, but it was an instant response like, what the heck? And I got angry. That was my first response. And I realized then, because I had just written this 2 weeks ago, I was going into alignment with the anger. Does that make sense? Are you all with me? Do you need more coffee? No, we're okay? All right, good. Accepting what is the spiritual truth underlying any human condition or experience is the true reality. Accepting the spiritual truth underlining everything is what we call true reality, capital R. All right? Underlying all events in the world and your life is a spiritual, let's just call it a spiritual energy. All right? A frequency, a vibration. Underlying all things is a spiritual energy and vibration. That's the truth, not what's happening on the surface. Does that make sense? Not that we don't address what happens on the surface, but you have to realize there's a spiritual truth under all things. When we accept what is reality, capital R, rather than our human condition, we can see it for what it is without fear or being stuck or trapped in it. So when you understand that underlying all things in your life is a spiritual truth and a spiritual vibration, when you can understand that even in the lousiest of times, in your personal life, in your professional life, in the life of our country, and in the life of our people, if we can understand that underneath that is a spiritual truth seeking its way to be expressed, then I can deal with it differently. Anybody with me? Okay? Compassion, sympathy concerning for the sufferings or misfortunes of others. We just feel badly for people. Alignment, a position of agreement or alliance with sufferings or misfortunes of others. You see the difference? One is feeling sympathy, I feel badly. Another one is actually aligning and falling into agreement with the anger. Are you with me? I feel like you guys are sleeping, but you're not, right? You guys are. I'm making you think deeply. That's what I want to believe, right? All right. A position of agreement or alliance of suffering of the misfortune. It's going into the ditch with a situation. Does that make sense? If the blind lead the blind, they both end up in the ditch. If you go into the ditch on your own situation, you are now in alignment with the pain and the suffering, which you will now manifest more of. That doesn't mean we can't be frustrated. That doesn't mean we can't be upset. But where am I aligned? Where is my heart? What am I really embodying here? Together, please. Whatever appears in the universe to be wrong is not wrong in itself, but is the wrong arrangement of that which is right. We can have no understanding of divine compassion unless we ourselves first exercise compassion. We can't understand the infinite idea of divine compassion until we can understand, until we can put ourselves in those places, and not through alignment, but through feeling what's being felt here, not aligning with the energy. There's such a thin line, isn't there? Isn't there a thin line here? I feel the thin line. But I also know that I'm addicted to the movie Hidden Figures. You ever see the movie Hidden Figures? Where the three women are in NASA in the 60s. If you haven't seen it, you have to see this movie. Well, on the plane, it was one of those free movies. And so I would just forward to all my favorite spots, right? I would forward to all my favorite spots. And I remember, I have no idea where this thing was going, but in the movie, part of the dialogue went about how we can look at things without accepting them. And that was when Kevin Costner, it went up with he was banging down the colored colored bathroom sign, restroom sign, right? Because one of his employees, long story short, if you haven't seen the movie, one of his employees, oh, I just wrecked it for you. One of his employees, it was a black woman, and she had to go a half a mile to go to the bathroom because there wasn't a bathroom in her building at the time there was segregation. So she ran through the rain and a half mile going back and forth, and he got mad at her. And then there's this one scene where he's banging down the sign in front of everybody with a crowbar, and he's pulling it off the wall, and it hits the ground, and he picks it up, and his parting comments are, "Here at NASA, we all pee the same color." And he just walked away. He said, use any restroom you want, but just make sure it's closer to your desk. You know? That's what it was. It's a powerful movie. If you get the chance to see it, there's some powerful stuff in there. And that's what's happening as I saw him in this movie, exercising compassion. And when he did that, when he saw an individual case of being compassionate, he then saw the bigger picture, which is the divine compassion for all, not just an individual. Are you following this for me? All right, I hope my train of thought is okay. Every judgment by which we judge others becomes self-judgment. It is as if the law of life were giving back to one of us exactly what we have been projected into it, and as though everything that goes out from us must again return by a law of action and reaction. So, here it is. I have news for probably everyone in this room. Every one of us has some sort of bias, have some sort of label for people, has some sort of judgment. Everyone, I don't think there's one person in this room that doesn't have that. Because of that, we have to take responsibility for what is actually going on in a place like Charlottesville. Because, baby, we didn't surface ours the way that they did. But understand that I am still part of the problem when I have these kind of opinions and judgments and labels in my own mind. And I don't think anybody here lacks those. I think people just categorically go, they have opinions. They just were raised with them. So each one of us may have a little bit of that in us. And that scares me to think that I may have a little bit of a part in the subconscious vibration, the vibration of the universe that brought about such discord. But on some level, we all have these things. Do you agree? Everybody, no one wants to agree, because then you have to say, because that's what I'm looking at, though. This is what I'm talking about. Until we look at it, we're going to continue to have it. Until I stare it in the face myself on my level and exercise it at my level first, how can I expect a different level to be achieved by anyone else? Does this make sense? When our lives are chaotic, it's nonsense to say that it's all illusion. Instead of fighting conditions, try going along with the universe and refuse to admit that there isn't any problem that doesn't have a solution. That's hard to do. When you're a control freak, like me, this one is one of the hardest things to do, which is to go along with a universal plan, even though what on the outside doesn't match what you think should be happening in the world or in your own personal life. To understand that surrendering to a power that is greater than it, that's where the value is in that. Does that make sense? But when you're in a chaotic situation, has anyone ever been, well, please, it's not if, it's when. Whenever you're in a chaotic situation, has anyone ever said to you, oh, calm down, God's in charge, and you think, are you kidding me with this? Are you kidding me? Do you know me? I'm not dealing, no, I can't accept that as an answer. In fact, I get even angrier when someone says, let go and let God, in that moment. Anybody? All right, 6 of us, good, we're bitter, nice. You and I will go out for some nice lemon something, zesty lemon bitter stuff, okay? Yeah, it makes no sense to tell someone who's in pain, oh, just surrender to that. Because that's not acknowledging, you're not showing compassion for what they're feeling. Now, you don't align with it, you show compassion, remember? You don't get in it, but you hug them, right? And you don't have to pontificate and go, don't worry, there's a bigger plan showing up. No, you're not in that moment. They don't want to hear it. Anybody want to hear that when they're and you ever been in the ER passing a kidney stone, gentlemen, women, maybe birth? I don't know. It'll be well worth it in the end. No, it hurts like hell right now, right? And we experience that on our personal lives, and we experience it in the world in a global vision. We experience it in the same way. What happened in Charlottesville is a giant kidney stone. Does that make sense? But we have to find out the cause of it. And the causes of it, what I'm trying to get to is every one of us is part of a cause of that because of our own ideas of limitation, our own ideas of perception and of opinion and of discrimination and labels. We're all a part of that. No, I'm not wanting you to walk out here going, oh my God, I'm a worthless sinner. No, but I want us to look in the mirror and go, what can I do to make sure that I am changing this about myself? So that maybe the next time I'm saying something, I will catch myself as I'm saying it and going, damn, that's part of the problem. Those very words, the very ideas that are going through my head right now are actually part of this bigger problem. And remember, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That which we resist persists. Resistance makes us harder, sharper, and more rigid. Accepting what is moves us through resistance into a new place. I wrote that 2 weeks ago, long before any of this stuff. And so it was really kind of interesting. This morning I don't pull my notes out until the morning of. And I'll read them through one time. I'll read my PowerPoints through one time, just like this. And I went, oh my God, where'd this come from? Because it actually made sense of what was happening in the world. For every action, there's a reaction. We know that. An opposite reaction. We're seeing it. What we resist persists, and resistance makes us harder. There's some really hard feelings here. There's some, anybody want to kind of look, anybody believe, if you believe there's some really hard feelings in the United States right now, say amen. Yeah, there's some hard feelings. And they're hard to, they're just hard to digest, spiritually digest. Because every given moment I'm thinking, man, what is going on? And so I have to remember, don't align with it, Joe. Accepting what is, accepting that there is a spiritual truth that has been trying to get out for a very long time, accepting that some sort of a spiritual truth is making its way to the surface for the highest and best good for all people. I may not like the birthing process, but pain has never been in my real, category of I like that. I may not like the birthing process, and I have to make sure I'm still not part of the problem. Together, please. Whatever appears in the universe to be wrong is not wrong in itself, but is the wrong arrangement of that which is right. Freud wrote, it is hard for the ego to direct its attention to perceptions and ideas which it has up till now made a rule of avoiding, or to acknowledge that belonging to itself impulses that there are complete opposite of those which it known as its own. Freud talked about a lot of times we just don't want to look in the mirror. That's what that says in the short term, right? In Freudian. We just don't want to look in the mirror. This week, I want you to look in the mirror. Is there a group, a religion, a culture, a something in which you have labeled in your mind different or not equal to you? And if there is, that's where our homework lies. If there's one individual in one cult or one situation in the world that you don't agree with and you have labeled them, then that's where your work lies. That's where the mirror lies. Does that make sense? So often we want to apply our understanding of law. You create your own reality onto others. Yet this can be challenging and brutal response to someone in the midst of serious issues. It completely changes our response when we remember that just like us, others forget or simply never knew who they really are. There's a lot of ignorance of the law. spiritual law. There's a lot of ignorance of who we are. And I'll say this, I hope this doesn't come across. There's a lot of ignorance about who they are. And just even saying they feels uncomfortable. But it's not just me, it's all of us. There's a lot of ignorance about whose we are. And that if we could actually get people to remember whose they are, meaning God's, that they are children of God, and we're all children of God, and no matter where you are, on what side of an aisle or what side of an agreement or disagreement, no matter where you are, we're all children of God. That's where the work starts. Are you with me? I believe that what people need from us is love, compassion, kindness, and caring. When we practice those attributes, we can safely create a space so that we don't have to stay stuck in any experience and say, this too shall pass, and we will create a new tomorrow. So I wrote that 2 weeks ago, not knowing what was going to go on in the world, but it applies today as it did 2 weeks ago. I think what people need more now is not about our anger, although I think there are ways to express something you don't like. As an individual, we have the right to express what we don't like, but can we do it without the anger? Can I do it standing on spiritual truth, is my question. Can I do it without confrontation? Can I do it by standing in my spiritual truth and holding true to that? Can I do it in a conversation where people don't agree with me about this? Can I stand in my spiritual truth and just take that discomfort as part of this process? Am I willing to be spiritually strong enough to say something when in the past I've remained silent? Am I spiritually strong enough to create my tomorrow based on my spiritual understanding that's evolving today? Does that make sense? Together, please. Whatever appears in the universe to be wrong is not wrong in itself, but is the wrong arrangement of that which is right. So that's our homework. That's our work to do. That's our spiritual work to do. Where you've remained silent, maybe it is time for you to stand up and speak your truth. Not in a confrontational way, not a combative way, but just in the truth of it. Because I think we know that what is happening is wrong. But it's not wrong if we believe that it's just the wrong arrangement of right coming to the surface. The right in your life, whether it's in Charlottesville, or whether it's in your relationship, or whether it's in your health, or whether it's in your job or your finances, the right is always there. The spiritual truth is always there. Don't align yourself with the condition, align yourself with the truth. Good? Not easy. Labor never is. Giving birth is never easy. But we can do this. Each one, I just want to take each one of you and go, can you do this? Can we all do this? Look in your eyes. Can we do this? Can we work on this? And no one's asking you to be perfect. I'm just asking you to be better tomorrow than you were today. And then better the next day than you were the day before. And then better the next day than you were before. Just give me better today than you were yesterday. And don't lose it when you walk out of the room and see a headline. Don't lose this the next time you read a headline. So ends your lesson. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. I was so happy I didn't have to do the talk today. So those of you that are live streaming, please, thank you. Thank you for supporting our live streaming. We really appreciate everybody that has been helping and making their offerings to the center. And so it's now our opportunity to open our hearts and recognize how blessed we truly are, how blessed we are to have this center where we get these inspiring messages every day, and know that what we give here is helping to change the world. So let us say together, as our ushers are in place, our offertory prayer, please. I give my offering with gratitude as I recognize the demonstration of Spirit's generosity in all areas of my life. So let us hold up our hands and bless our offering and say our offertory together, please. This collective offering is spirit in action. As it circulates into the universe, it touches and blesses many lives, including my own. Thank you, Dale. So at this time, I'd like to welcome our visitors. Is there anybody here for the first time? If you're here for the first time, please don't be bashful. Please stand up. We have a gift for you. Anybody? Nobody? But nobody where? Oh, yay! I did. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming today. And what we've given you is a CD holder with a lot of information about our center. Please stop by the foyer and pick up a CD of a couple of Dr. Joe's talks. And we welcome you here. If you're visiting the desert, welcome to the beautiful desert. And if you're from the desert, come back and make this your spiritual home. We'd love to have you here. So anyway, over in the Om Room, if you're going through anything, this is our prayer team that's over there. Mimi, who did the beautiful prayer today, she'll be over there too. And go over there and put in a prayer request for anything. Don't go through anything by yourself. We have a powerful prayer team. Don't forget what's going on this week. My Do You Quantum Think, that's also a drop-in. Every week stands on its own. And Alzheimer's group, we have our Sacred Circle, the Heartlight, Michael and Dale's class, our AA meetings Friday, and Reverend Irma does a beautiful meditation on Saturday. If you want to learn about meditation, and she does different meditations every week and explains it, it's really a wonderful way to start your Saturday morning. So let's just do a closing prayer. So in this place, in this divine moment, we recognize the power of that one life and that we are all part of this planet called Earth. And so each one of us here sees our oneness, sees our connection with each other, and that compassion, that compassionate heart that we each possess, we let it shine. We let it embrace and engulf this world. recognizing that there is healing within ourselves that needs to be done, that this is a reflection of that which we need to look at, that which we judge, that which we feel is different from us. We recognize that no, it is all the one. It is a one life, that one breath that each one of us takes, that one heartbeat. It is who we truly are. It is why we came here, to awaken each other to our spiritual magnificence, to feel the power and the beauty and the wonder of life, knowing that all is well, knowing that everything is unfolding, and it is unfolding for our highest and best good. So in this place of gratitude, in this place of knowing, we just release, letting go to that divine law that always says yes. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Have a wonderful week, everyone.
I expect